My viewers, it's another rainy day here. It's Friday here. It's been raining since Tuesday, really. We had wet weather since Tuesday. About midnight actually started. I remember I was having a fire. About midnight, it started raining. So, not good weather. You know, I was going to go out today to pick up my order at the postal office in town there, Paoli, but I don't think I'm going to go out today. It's just too wet out there. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to get up very early. They're open to about noon, so I definitely will get up early tomorrow. And it's supposed to dry out tomorrow, so it's supposed to dry. Sunday's supposed to be sunny and dry, and so I could get everything dried up here. So I'm going to be taking this tent down on Monday so I could get back on the road. So I got to take my morning heart medicine, heart tablets. So here I am in the Alps Mountaineering Lynx tent, two-person Lynx tent. So I bought a floor saver for it from Alps. It's like a fitted ground sheet for the tent to protect the floor. Floor saver, I guess you call them. It's like thick, 210 nylon Oxford material. So I'm using a tarp right now, just to probably looks like 4 mil tarp. On those blue tarps, you know, woven tarps. But so that's what I'm using right now currently. But it's so bulky and big. I could use these tarps for other purposes, like little shelters or something over a eating area, cooking area, something like that. Yeah, so I'm on the road. It doesn't mean I like being on the road all the time. I was really wanting to work this year. Make money, save up, maybe go back to the wife. You know, be back with the wife, the family overseas, but didn't happen this year. Very disappointing for me personally. So it really threw my plans in a tailspin. So that's pretty much why I'm on the road here. So winter's coming. So my brother said, "Go south, go south, go south. It's winter's coming. You gotta go where it's warmer." So how far is south in your opinion? He said like Tennessee or something like that. He said a lot of jobs in Tennessee. They seem to gravitate to Tennessee. Well, maybe he's right. He might know something I don't know. So he might hit the nail on the head, and I just don't know it yet. So I will be going into Tennessee eventually here. You know, I'm going to be going. When I leave here, it looks like I'm going to be going through a town called. Let me see here. If I get the old maps here. Thank God for maps, you know. Let me see here. So when I leave here, I will be going, of course, I'll be getting 150 and 56. They kind of combine there for about 9 miles, it looks like. They separate there. I go through a town called West Baden Springs, then French Lick, and then that kind of goes west, 56. It takes me to a city called Jasper. Actually, it's in Dubois County, which is the next county, kind of southwest here, southwest of Orange County. So I'm still in, of course, southern Indiana. So I got two choices. I could go just then stay on 56 and just kind of go through Petersburg, but then kind of goes north again, then it goes back south like a big loop. Or I could stay on, what is that, 231 it looks like, U.S. Highway 231, going to Huntingburg, which is another small city, it looks like, and get on 64, and that will take me west to Princeton in Gibson County, and just take that across. Or I thought about maybe even kind of going south and west, kind of work, zigzag my way through the southern part of Indiana here, or go to Huntingburg, get on 161, State Highway 161, and then get on stay on 161, and then get on State Highway 62. It looks like go through Boonville, a town called Boonville, then into Evansville, which is the largest city here in the southern part of southwestern part of the state of Indiana. Then just go from there into Mount Vernon, Posey County, and just take that into Illinois that way, across the Wabash. The lower Wabash, too. That's right before it empties out into the Ohio River, it looks like. So, maybe, though, I mean, I'm not sure yet. It's, I'm kind of pondering that, though. See, I could go, like, south and then, kind of south, southwest, kind of wind my way around. Or I could go just straight west and go into Princeton and then cross Mount Carmel, East Mount Carmel on the Indiana side, it looks like, into the city of Mount Carmel in Illinois there. So, yeah, I'm kind of really disappointed though. I had my heart so set on the egg farm, working at the egg farm and working and having a job, and just kind of working, and I'm so heartbroken over that, I mean, it's just such a disappointment for me. So, that's why I wanted so bad, just to be able to work this year. But it didn't quite happen as the way I was hoping. So, my heart is broken and disappointed, to say the least. So, my brother says, go south, yeah, go right south, yes, it's warmer down there, yeah, winter's coming, yeah, he's right, winter is definitely coming. And I definitely won't want to go back to Akron, that's for sure, or Massillon. I don't want to go back to, I don't want to go back to a maintenance house or anything. It's just too much mooniness there, it's a lot of jobs is in Wisconsin, but it's so cold there. It's not the time to go. Maybe in the spring I could do something like that. Maybe hike up north. I don't know. It's always some. There's options, I guess. For me. Wisconsin seems to have a lot of jobs, though. But the climate's cold, and they seem to have a lot of illegals up in Wisconsin too. I noticed that. When I worked at that valve company there in Prairie du Sac for those 3 years, it was just like a lot of illegals there. I don't think they were legally here in the United States at all. So let's see, from Illinois here, so if I did take that, let's just say I did take that. I don't know. Let's see. See, I like to go into Harrisburg, a town called Harrisburg. That's in Saline County there, east of Marion, a town called Marion, Illinois, which is Williamson County. Then south of there, I'll be entering into the Shawnee National Forest, and there's quite a few places to camp there. Smith Springs, I would have to look it up online though, like the different. If they have National Forest campgrounds, free ones like horse campgrounds. So, yeah, maybe though. Harrisburg seems to be the main town there. Yeah. And I could get on 34, 145, take that south to Eddyville, and of course I'll be passing some, getting into the National Forest of far southern Illinois there. So it's kind of, then going to Paducah, which I've been to Paducah before. Paducah, Kentucky. That's in the far western part of Kentucky there. That's McCracken County. Maybe try to pick up some work there. Maybe, see what I could do there. Maybe wash some dishes or something. I don't care. I'm not afraid to do dishes. I'm not afraid to work at all. So. Working is something I don't mind doing. It's a blessing to be able to, for me personally, to work. Southern part. Yeah, the National Forest, yeah. So they have the Big Shawnee in the south of Illinois. Yeah, so I got all these big ideas, I'm not really sure, but now I have more of a little better idea of where I'm doing. I'm not just roaming aimlessly now. I feel like I'm actually got a small plan coming to mind there. It's probably going into Paducah. See, if I wanted to, I could go into Louisville or the northern suburbs of Louisville on the Indiana side, like New Albany or Jeffersonville, something like that. But I thought about that too, for work. Yeah, but it's still pretty cold, Further south, it's going to get more mild, Mississippi, northern Mississippi, I thought about maybe going into. Those one of the poorest states in the country. Probably poorer than West Virginia, and that's poor. That's a poor state. Kentucky's pretty poor, too. Those states aren't known for jobs or people moving to better themselves. Usually they go like places like Florida. Florida, you have no state income tax on your income in the state of Florida, so that's one positive. But the cost of living in Florida is high. We're talking about extremely high. So I got this mosquito, something flying around here doing. I guess the insects are pretty hardy, They just refuse to die, I think, Yeah. So I look like I'm stuck in the tent for another day again. Which is kind of a bummer. I really want to get out today. Get out and go to the library, upload some video. And pick up, maybe it's just good because, my Alps might be slow on sending out the ground sheep. I want to make 2 trips into town. I just want to make 1, so. If I could get up early tomorrow, that's an important thing. Pick up a few things from the Walmart, because I'll be here just for another couple nights, Sunday, take a bath and dry everything out. Just really work on drying stuff out. We've been having rain since Tuesday, since midnight Tuesday, when it turned midnight. Then it started raining. I was out there having a fire, and doggone it, started raining. The clouds moved in, the stars disappeared. Been like that ever since. And it's like foggy outside right now. Yeah. Let's take a look outside, huh? Take you for a little walk. It's kind of nasty out there. Take a little walk. I hate being cooped up in the tent, though. I don't like it, So I probably won't get these videos uploaded to somewhere when I'm on the road in one of those towns. So I apologize beforehand. I'm going to try to get it 1 or 2 uploaded tomorrow. Because the library's open to 1. The library here in Paoli. Yeah, let's go out real quick. What a life, huh? What a life. Living the outdoor dream is this. got a lot of stuff to burn too. Look at all that junk I got burned up tomorrow. Take a look outside. I just feel like, even if it's a little rainy, I'm just so bored, yeah. Cooped up, cooped like a caged animal, yeah. Don't like starting to rain harder. It kind of comes and goes. It sprinkles and it kind of lessens and it starts kicking back up. It's just madness. I'll do this so I don't get the tent all wet. Check this out. Let's take a walk out here. I got the walk. Let's take a walk here. I don't care. Oh, here's my Alps mountaineering Lynx tent, which I like. It's warm out here though. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees today, so it's supposed to be mild temperature. But really, really rainy though. So, and sunny's supposed to be like 60 also. So here's the bike here, dear viewers. So I really hope I get to upload these here eventually here for you. So this is Friday. Today would be the, I think today's the 21st. I think so, 21st today. So officially Monday I will be here 14 days. Monday, officially, because I arrived here on the 10th according to my photo, my timestamp on my photo. So you can see the tent here. I like to burn all this wood up too. I got plenty of, I want to have one big fire before I get out here. It was more fog earlier. There's full fog out here. Yeah, so this is a beautiful campsite here. Yeah, I still got some fog over in here. And that guy came back too. That guy that left the hunter guy that had the compound going. He came back yesterday actually. I was like, wow. So, well, I guess that happens. So you could kind of see out here it's kind of rainy and just dreary and not a very pretty day. But tomorrow's supposed to start clearing up. So I think tomorrow I'm going to go out. But early, going to get up very early. I got to get to the post office before noon. So, yeah. So eventually this video will be uploaded. So this is the 21st day of November here, 2025. So this is Friday here, Friday morning. So yeah, there's that some kind of homestead across some homestead. There's that guy with that junky vehicle. That thing is really junky. I don't know how it keeps running though. I know it needs work. So that's it. I am done here. I feel like going for a walk. It's just so bored here. I just hate being cooped up all day. A tent could feel like a prison, you know, if you're just stuck in a tent all day. But it's so rainy too though. If I took a ride into town, I'd get soaked. No, I would be soaked, yeah. Look at the wood I got. Lots of wood here to burn up here. I'm going to really have a fire though. Probably Saturday, tomorrow night. You know, I'm going to start burning. I'm going to start having a fire, I think. So all I do is days like this, listen to the radio, read my Bible. There's not much to do here, you know. Sunday I'm going to be drying everything out, you know. Putting everything out, dried out real good. Make sure everything is dried out. Tent's dried. I don't want to pack a wet tent. Because I don't use this Alps Lynx tent when I'm on the road here now. I use my little Ibex the little light green, sage green tent. It's like really light green. It's really too light of a color. That's what I use when I'm on the road, the Ibex. This here is more like my campground tent if I'm like camping a little longer term. Because this has a little bit more room in here. You know, it's a little slightly, it's a little bit more roomy. You know, this Alps Mountaineering Lynx in the dark teal color. It's my bike and trailer. Yeah. So far the bike's doing alright, so praise the Lord for that. So it looks like I'm going to ride into Paducah. At least I have some semblance of a plan now. I've been to Paducah before, back in '88. I was like 19 years old, so I don't know. See if I could pick up some work there, maybe. Maybe, I don't care if I'm doing dishes. Make some money, you know. Maybe if I work, I may spend the winter there in Paducah. Then, when spring comes, maybe go back north, see if I could get an actually really good paying job, you know. I like to eventually get back to the Philippines, back to the wife. That's my real plan, you know. Be back with the family. I don't mean my wife don't always get along, you know, there's a lot of arguments about money. I always know that, so I kind of know the drill now. It's alright for a week or, but come the second week, boy, that's when the arguments start coming back about money. So I kind of know that already, so I'm just going to have to handle it different, not get mad, not react, because I get really mad, you know. And my problems, when she starts pressuring me for money, oh, I want money, I want allowance, and, you know, I mean, she thinks I have so much money because I'm American, so that's kind of how she thinks of me, is lots of money. Americans are just loaded with cash and big bank accounts, and that's just, it's really not true at all, you know, it's just not true. Not at all. I guess we'll go back to the tent. I mean, just not much to see out here. You know, it's just rainy, wet, foggy. Got fog. Look at the fog out here. Foggy. We're on a hill too. We're on a pretty high hill here. Probably about 800 feet the elevation. It's not real high. You know, if I did end up in Mississippi, I like to camp right on the highest point of Mississippi, which is Woodhull Mountains, 806 feet. They call it a mountain, but it's really just a hill. It's about the size of this hill, probably. It's wooded. It has a couple radio towers on there, I think, too. It's called Woodhull Mountain. I like to spend a night on there just for the fun of it, so I could say I did it. Now, the highest point in the state of Louisiana is in the north central. It's called Driscoll Mountain. It's only like 535 feet high. It's in a bunch of pines, so Bienville National Forest, you know, like. So I have some options, I guess, you know, I mean, it's not like I'm, you know, life is just, it is what it is, you know, it's nothing sure in this life. That's one thing I know. I mean, people want a stable life. Well, I don't think it's always going to work out the way we plan or hope it will work out. I just don't think so, dear viewers. Because it's just, life is just, it's not certain, you know, I mean, it's just, we got all these big plans in our minds, at least I do, and sometimes things just don't quite pan out the way we're hoping. Look at my poor brother. He's like living with his son. You know, he was hoping to move in Akron so he could be closer to his work, because he's self-employed, so he's a one-man, lone-man operator, he says, so but so I would work with my brother, but he won't let me work with him ever. A couple times over the years I would work with him a day or two. But he stopped doing all that stuff. He just don't do it no more. Guess he says I'm a one-man operator. I guess he don't make a lot of money. He really doesn't. He struggles to pay rent when he had his place. Yeah, I mean, he struggled. You know, so he didn't have it easy either. Yeah. you know, all the big bills you had to pay, utilities, and but I like to get me a place. I like to settle down and work for a while. Believe it or not, traveling is fun, but it gets old. Yeah, it's not the kind of life I would want to live, just nomadic. I like to have stability in life. I have to admit, though. That's what I really want, you know. If I'm with my wife, well, I would have to get a visa 13A to remain in the Philippines, or else I'm just on a tourist visa, which I have to renew every couple of months there at the immigration office. And that just nickel and dimes you to death. And you have to leave after, I think, 2 or 3 years. Then you could come back and start the whole process over again. But that just takes all your money, really. So that's why I couldn't give money out like, you know, she expected all this money to be dished out to everybody. Like I was a bank or something. And that's just not how it works. I don't have that kind of income. I don't have an income coming, no pensions or anything. So that's kind of the problems I had with her when I was out there. It was a hard life. It was a lot of arguing about money. It's like I never argue over money with anybody my whole life, except my wife. And it's a terrible thing to say, but it's the truth. It's just the honest truth. I still love my wife. I haven't, you know, when I do get something, she's the first person I always send something to. I always do try to help her. It's, you know, she's still my wife. You know, and the kids, I love the grandkids a lot, you know. They might not be mine biologically, you know, of course, but I still love them. I regard them as grandkids, you know. They're dear to me, and baby, the baby girl, yeah, I love her a lot, yeah. I can't wait to meet her, yeah, the baby. She's going to be a little grown up, probably about 4 years old before I see her, you know, or at least, you know. So, okay, I'm going to cut this short here. I'm just rambling on and making a video here. Hopefully, eventually I will upload this thing. But tomorrow I'm going to try to upload at least 1 or 2 videos I made. At the library. After I go to the post office, I have to run to the Walmart, get a few things, maybe some eggnog or something. Alright, so thank you for watching, dear viewers. You've been most patient with me. So God bless. Happy Thanksgiving too. Alright.